June 19, 2023. Today is actually the anniversary of the very first Father's Day, which was in 1910, 113 years ago. So shout out to all the fathers. So I was hanging with a friend of mine called Della over the weekend, and we were sharing memories about fathers and how fathers seem to always be a step ahead of the children. Even the children think they're smart. And so my younger brother and Della and another friend called Mauli popped into a spot somewhere in Teshinungwa to have a beer. And just as they were entering, they saw my father sitting in the same spot. So my brother quickly subtracted himself from the conversation, disappeared, and the other guys entered, greeted my old man. My old man greeted them back. And when he was leaving, he says, "Please tell your friend that I've bought a bottle of Gulda for him. So he should come out from wherever he is to come and drink his beer." The guy had seen him long ago. Fathers are like that. They have like eyes at the back of their heads. And they know all the nicknames that we give them. The ones that we don't say in front of them, they know. All right, so shout out to all fathers doing your stuff. Like I said, we don't really need the credit, but if you give it to us, we'll take it. We're just going to keep on being fathers, and that's what it's all about. All right, welcome to the show. This is GTV Breakfast. Today is the birthday of Angela Latte of GBC Cash Office and her son, Jeremy Neokwe Thompson. So happy birthday to you, Angela Latte, Finance Department, GBC, and Jeremy Neokwe Thompson celebrating the birthday together, mother and son. Happy birthday to both of you. And Newton Katsaku is the Executive Director of the Ghana Association of Persons with Albinism. Today is his birthday, and we are wishing that you all blossom and sprout with joy and humility. May God bless you all abundantly. And as you journey through life, wishing you eternal happiness and prosperity from all of us right here at GTV Breakfast. We'll be cutting to the Afri-Exim conversations right here on GTV Breakfast. So today's show will be an abridged version, but still it will be exciting. So we're happy to have you, all of us, here with us. If you missed the conversations on sickle cell condition, go to our Facebook page, look for GTV Ghana, and then you'll find a stream there. And if you want to see pictures of or video footage of the female referee who was unfortunately assaulted by a coward of a coach, please, it's all there. I hope the police find that guy and make sure that he pays. But be careful, those of you who are going after people's girlfriends and wives, your windscreen is not safe. You saw how that guy attacked the Range Rover windscreen of a guy who was going after his girlfriend. He just smashed it, and that was the end of the story. Yeah, imagine that rock on your head. You know, I don't advocate for violence, but be very careful. People's girlfriends and wives, they don't joke with it. All right? Okay, with that, let's go into our conversations right now for the headlines. And with us is a former Member of Parliament for Ablekuma Central. Correct. It's Ebenezer Nate, representing the MPP on this desk. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good to have you here.
Thank you.
Awesome. And Wanda Victor Kuto is from the NDC's legal team, and he's a national communication team member as well. Wanda, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you all here.
Thank you.
All right, how's the weekend? Good?
Yeah, good.
What's it like to be a former MP?
There's no difference between the former MP and the current MP.
Oh, the consultations slow down. Nobody comes to your house again at 5:30.
But that made me even meet late. They still come.
They still come?
Yes.
As a former MP?
Oh, yes.
And what are they asking for? What are the kind of questions, conversations you have with people who come to your house?
The same problem that they were facing when you're an MP, the same problem. And for that matter, because your party too is in government, they know that definitely you have access to certain things that they can use to help them.
What is the most common complaint you hear every day? I mean, you can predict that today, when people come to look for me, they'll ask about this. What's the most common complaint?
If not school fees, it's a medical bill.
They want you to pay their school fees.
Oh, but MPs even buy gas for people to cook in their houses.
No way. No way. You provide gas for somebody's wife to go and cook.
Oh, yes. Let me tell you a story.
Please.
One member of parliament had a call from his constituent, and the person said he's sick. He has been admitted at Ridge Hospital. We were then having a caucus meeting in parliament. Then he said, Honorable, and he said it in Chi.
Yes.
I said, Honorable, my better Ridge better say 1 week, echo 2 weeks. Me who said me what told me, but the doctor didn't persuade me. One me who can be also
telling you that he's been rich for a week?
For a week. And that he can see that he's well. But the doctor is refusing to discharge him. So if you don't come
quickly,
quickly, the MP's bill will go up.
MP's bill.
So you have no choice than to leave the meeting, rush to Ridge Hospital to go and pay for the bill. Other than that, the following week it will be up.
Why do you MPs why do you tolerate this behavior from the people?
You see, one thing I have sat back and analyzed is that it's because as politicians, and that is a fact, we always think about the next election. Currently, as I'm speaking, we will be going for parliamentary primaries because you want a vote. No matter what the person will come and tell you, you have to go and provide for the person because you did one vote. For me, I say things as it is. I don't hide it.
Are you going again?
Definitely, for sure.
Oh, you're going again?
Oh, yeah.
Which constituency?
Ablikuma Central.
The same one?
Yes. I'm born and bred in the constituency. I don't change constituencies.
I see. Wow.
So you go through a lot.
Well, I wish.
Not only MPs or maybe ministers. Even my brother will tell you. So far as he's sitting here, people are watching him. The next day, they will see people will just line up at his office. He will do free legal work for the person.
Wonder. Please confirm. What's it like, man? What's it like being in opposition and speaking for an opposition party?
Yeah. First, good morning to our.
Yeah,
our
good
viewers.
morning.
Yes,
Good
yes.
morning. Good morning.
Basically, the Ghanaian culture, funerals. I mean, so aside politics, it's part of the Ghanaian culture. So almost every weekend, at least 1,500 to 2,000. I will spend it. Well, you send 100 CD, 50, 200. You have to.
Your Momo is active.
Yes. And, by God's grace, I was elected as the national executive of the party.
Yes.
So I taught about 175 constituencies. I couldn't go to all the constituencies, but I went to over 150 constituencies. So I also had have friends and stuff. So when they invite you for programs, some you will not be able to go. There's a program in Adaklu this weekend, a church harvest. I couldn't go, but you have to send.
You said your harvest went.
Yes, across board. So every weekend you need
standard.
Yeah, so it's a Ghanaian culture. It's not necessarily politics or something.
Yeah.
But I agree with the honorable MP. I mean, it's there. And
then you must be a man of weight or a woman of financial weight to enter this business.
I told you, politics is the only job that you go around sharing money.
Is it helping our system?
So we need to have a national discussion. And we can extend it. And that's what reflects even when it comes to by-election. Is it that overnight that roads being constructed, rice and all?
Especially moved into opposition mode. The roads are constructed.
Overnight. So when the delegates are worrying him, it's because of how we have done it ourselves. If you look at the national level, that's what is being done. By-election, look at what is happening. So the delegates also know that primaries is coming, and they call it cocoa season.
Yeah.
Cocoa.
So it's
even in areas where there's no cocoa.
They have their cocoa.
It's also called cocoa season in Abeokuta.
Oh, but it's every constituency and their attempts.
So what is the time in Abeokuta?
Oh, others will say is they are doing galamsey. Others will say cocoa season.
Exactly.
So
I see. What is the strangest request you've had, Wanda?
It's funny, but I think there was a friend that the wife had a problem at the hospital. We managed to send something. They had a delivery successfully. Then after a month or so, we called for money again for outdooring. Oh, but it's, people even experience worse than this. But you can't prepare.
Yes.
You took care of the delivery, and then after a month. And how do they count the request? Is it by text or they send voice note or they call?
Oh, they will call.
And they say what?
They will thank you for the first one. And so the outdooring is
it's around the corner, and they give you the date and everything. Google Map, flyer.
Is that now Ghana? There's a culture now coming that outdooring. There's a flyer. I don't know where.
Oh, there's a flyer for outdooring.
Oh, yes. You see a baby. There's a baby. I don't know where they get the babies from. On the internet.
Is this not their own babies?
No, they don't put their own babies there. Oh,
you put another baby, some AI baby.
Oh yes,
some AI babies.
Yes.
And then they say, what are the words? What do they say?
Oh, outdooring. Mr. and Mrs. So I'm glad to invite you to venue. Oh, I'm sure you will see this.
I haven't been to an outdooring around.
That's why outdooring there is not. But people even ask money to marry second or third wives.
No way.
Somebody will come to you, I've done everything, I'm there with the refreshment. Can you take care of the refreshment?
Wow.
Oh yes. So as my brother said, is not. I mean, is part of us, but I mean sometimes I do understand the situation, and sometimes it is not the person's will to come, but maybe circumstances beyond the person's control.
But don't you think you are encouraging a dependency syndrome where people are depending on you all the time?
Yes. You see, it's not all the delegates or all the party folks who come and do. I mean, sometimes just a few. Once in a while, that some also come with genuine reasons, especially the youth. When they come, they are looking for a job. Oh, can you assist me? Some also come, can you assist me to get some scholarship to further my education? Or can you assist me to get, I mean, with the youth, largely it's about jobs, it's about education. I mean, something very important. Those who come are the aged, who maybe in one way or the other, looking at their age, they will not get anything to do and all those things. So sometimes, I mean, I do understand the situation. It is not all of them who come with those kind of, once in a while you get some of these issues coming. But for the youth, largely it's about jobs.
What do you do when you don't have? What do you tell somebody when you don't have it and the person is asking you for something? What do you do? What are your strategies?
Yeah, so what I normally would do, I'll explain to you that, we are preparing for a sing-off, we are going. So let me go and come. Maybe when I come, and sometimes I look at the date. So maybe if your program is a bit far, I'll handle the immediate ones, and then. So I normally record them in my diary. And
you have a book?
Oh yeah, I record them.
When's the earliest somebody came to your house? The earliest?
It's around 4:30.
You didn't think it was a thief?
No.
4:30?
Yes. And by this time.
Was it a loud knock? How did you know?
No, just press the bell.
Ding dong.
So I just watch from the camera, see the people who are there.
Did you know
and they will tell you, my man tell me so wake up. If I don't come earlier, they say you go, so I have to. And sometimes. I mean, for me, I live in a constituency.
4:30?
Yes, I still live in a constituency. So me, I'm used to it.
What does your family make of all this?
Oh, my wife understands. My kids also understands. Even though they are young, they also understand.
Do they also call her Honorable or Honorable Yeri or what? Honorable Nga or what? How do they call your wife?
Oh, every so far as an MP in the council, former MP, First Lady. So when they see her, First Lady, they are the First Lady for the constituency.
For real?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then when you're in opposition, what do they call your wife? Lawyer as well.
I married her recently.
Yes, you married her recently. Yeah. So what do they call your wife?
Oh, I haven't been to the constituency with her yet.
Okay.
Yes, but when I go there, I normally visit the MP.
Okay.
Honorable Sape.
Okay.
And the wife is my very, very good
Which
friend.
constituency is this?
Anglo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So she says that now she finds it difficult to go to the market since the husband was elected. The husband is not going second term. Since the first term, she's fine. Because when she goes to the market, you say, you have a guy,
it's our money that they used to buy the things.
Yeah, so she's finding it difficult to go to the market. And when she goes to the market, she sees people, she has to also buy the tomato sand for them. So sometimes if she wants to shop, she has to send somebody. That's what she told me.
Yeah, because people want her to buy things for them because it is their money. They claim it is their money that they use to do the shopping. Wow. So this is what is in store for your wife. Are you also going for any? You are an executive member now. Would you like to be an MP one day?
Oh, me, it's what the people. If the people decide, me, I don't have any preference. I try to say.
Have the people decided that they want you back?
Not only my delegates, but the entire constituency.
They want you back.
Oh yes, because they have seen the difference between me and then the current MP.
There's a current MP from your party.
No,
it's an opposition.
Yes.
MP. Okay, so you want to uproot him
because the constituency is now a standstill. You don't even know whether we have an MP in the constituency because nothing goes on. Just about 4 days ago, I had a text message from somebody that some youth in Sukuta want to do some demonstration. I said, they should go ahead and do the demonstration. Because there's a market that I started and it's the standstill. Nobody speaks for them. Nobody talks for them. Now, most of the coconut sellers in my constituency and those that I share boundaries are the people that go and throw the coconuts on the roads. because there's nothing going
Well,
on.
are the coconut people a big constituency in Abeokuta?
Oh, yes.
How many coconut sellers do you have?
Oh, we have a lot. We have, in fact, my former party office, we have a lot of them.
So they are like an identifiable group?
Oh, yes.
Do they have an association?
No, I don't think so. But they are a lot.
Are they influential? Coconut
Very
sellers?
influential. And then those spare parts, about who comes to is my constituency.
Wow.
So they are also very influential. Also, my constituency is a market constituency. Yes.
From Sukura.
To Latebio Koshin, you come to Mataiko, then you come to Abosokan, then you come to Ajambu, the electoral area. Ajambu is First Light, GRA area. Yeah.
Akraka.
Yeah, which opposite Akraka. Actually, my constituency in the landscape is not big, but very densely populated.
Yeah.
As at 2020 election, we have almost about 160,000 registered voters.
Lord.
Yes.
Wow.
In fact, it has even reduced.
People have left.
Yes, people have migrated to Amasaman, Kaswa, and so there's a few people.
Very,
Yes.
very interesting.
But
Wow.
when it comes to the census itself, we are close to about 400 to 500,000.
Very
It's densely
interesting.
populated.
Very interesting
Very, very
insights.
interesting.
The former MP for Ablekuma Central, who wants to go again, Mr. Ebenezer Nate, and member of the NDC's legal team and national communication team, Wanda Victor Kuto, speaking about Anglo and Ablekuma Central, and people asking you for gas to go and fire out their stoves. It's amazing. 430 people waiting for you. It's interesting. Anyway, let's look at our headlines today. What we have in the papers. So, Daily Graphic, bailout results begin to show, says the finance minister in his interaction that he had yesterday. It was all over the social media. Rally behind NDC to win Assin North, says Mr. Mahama, former president. Government starts replacing bridges to open up farming communities. And Chamber of Mines says sustainability levy and others threaten the mining industry. There's a big Afri-Exim Bank conversation happening today, and that will give you live pictures of that conference from about 9 o'clock today. Okay, Ghanaian Times. Government targets energy sector to drive economic growth. The Jobin MCE nominee alleged bribery case. Viral video has been admitted as evidence in court. Teachers are abandoning school as a community uses classrooms for open defecation. That is some really bad news there. Court orders Galamsey Queen to open defense. You know, in Ghana, when you talk of Galamsey Queen, there's only one person. Her initials are AH. Aisha 1. And Shraj advocates implementation of laws to make internet safer for children. That's always very good news. For children, their safety is number one. The finder, Bawumia, hints of his own vision to consolidate Akufo-Addo's achievements. He picked up his forms. Yeah, I think he brought his forms back over the week. I think last week Friday or so, Thursday, Friday, and it was quite a big deal all over town. Ghana's economy showing signs of stability, says the IMF. The president is telling nurses and midwives accept posts to deprived areas. The government is going to be settling coupons arrears for bondholders on June 30, last day of this month. And the government, the Paris Club, are set to design an MOU on debt treatment terms. I'll start with Mr. Nate. Which of these stories is interesting to you? Or if you have any other thing in the news you want to talk about, feel free. Yeah, we have a segment on this show called What's on Your Mind. So you can tell us what's on your mind, and then you can tell us what you want to talk about.
I'll touch on what the vice president, the finance minister rightly said, because it is a matter of concern to us as Ghanaians.
The bailout results?
Yes, because we all know the economic situation in which we find ourselves as a government, and there has been a lot of negotiation with this Paris Club and other financial institutions in Ghana, and also the Chinese government. And some of these things is what we are looking at to restructure our economy. So by the virtue of getting in touch with some of these people and giving us an assurance, and also embracing our economic fortunes to see how best they can help us, I think that it is something that I'm happy about it. I hope and believe that it will speed up the negotiation, get things done properly, and I hope that when we are able to do some of these things, it can bring the economy back on track. To be honest and to be sincere with you, I will not come and sit here and say all is well for this government or all is well for all of us. That's why I said from the beginning, people even come to you because of the situation in which they find themselves. So for me, I think that if we are able to speed up with some of these things and deal with some of the situations at hand, it will really help us. Another thing is about the bonds. And for me, I pray that by the 30th, as the finance minister is saying, we should be able to honor our promises to the bondholders. It is a matter of concern, and it is an issue that we need to deal with it as soon as possible. People have complained on several occasions. I have listened and I have watched. There's a time I even came with I think he's their president, or the convener for bondholders. We even came to GTV show, and that very day they were even going to Parliament to be particular at the Parliament House, and you can see the worry of some of them. In as much I understand.
Because I that guarantee. I mean, the story says they are likely to receive their coupons on Friday, June 30. Likely.
That's why I'm saying that I pray that it should not be likely, but rather it should be something that they are going to receive, because there are a lot of people that I know depend so much on their bonds returns and all those things. And I pray that the finance minister and his team make sure that on the 30th, or even by 30th, they should be able to do something for our grandmothers and our grandfathers who have put the little that they have in their bonds, so that they will get something to also take care of themselves.
Okay, all right, thank you for that. So talking about those headlines, talking about the bailout beginning to show some results, and then the expectation that the bondholders will have their coupons on it. Let's take a clip from that interaction the Finance Minister had yesterday, then I'll hear from Wanda whatever he has to say, whether in response to this or whatever he has to say about what's in the news. So let's take a clip from Finance Minister who was talking yesterday about all matters financial and monetary.
It is important to stress that this structural reform agenda is consistent with government's own public financial management strategy to transition from central government to general government operations. This shift is critical as it facilitates clear oversight over key state institutions, that's MMDAs, SOEs, especially Cocoa Board and ECG, and others in the energy sector, and other quasi-state institutions whose operations have significant and direct fiscal impact on our economy. To put it in perspective, about 25% of our assessed debt burden emanates from non-central government operations, mainly from SOEs. Our ability to institute better governance standards of these institutions to address their liabilities and promote their growth will be significantly improved, especially in this period of collective reform. Critically, we must all remain committed to the agreed wide-ranging and strong structural reforms designed to address structural weaknesses and build resilience in key areas, including tax policy and tax administration, expenditure economic control and arrears clearance, financial stability, financial sector plans, review of statutory funds, governance and corruption, debt management, fiscal credibility, and energy sector and cocoa sector SOE reforms. With legacy debt in the energy sector reaching about $2 billion as at the end of May 2023, and an estimated shortfall of $5.9 billion between 2023 and 2025 due to the current conditions of SOEs and IPPs in the value chain in the sector. The sector has been prioritized for comprehensive reforms. It is expected that structural reforms in the sector should reduce the shortfall by at least $2.95 billion over the period.
Yesterday, speaking on our debt issues, just before I bring in Wanda, I saw Ghana Beyond Aid behind him. Is it a promise or it's a fact?
I think it's something that the government is pursuing to see if we'll be able to get to a stage where we'll depend on what we have, but not depending on the foreign countries and then other institutions that we always go to. And for me, I think that if we get the political will to fight some of these things, I mean, to get to a point that Ghana will run this country on our own.
We give aid.
For sure. We always go for aid. So when we also get it, we also give it out to people.
All right, nice one. Mr. Nati, thanks a lot. Wanda, what's on your mind? You want to respond to him, or you have other things that you want to talk about?
Yes, I will talk about the finance minister's
Yes.
issues and stuff. But before then, there's this running story as to whether former President Mahama can contest.
Yes.
I've seen that some online.
What are the legal issues on that?
I mean, clearly, if you look at the
I think these issues are worried to the NDC because it's like most of the time, but because I don't see the need for some of these things, to be honest with you.
no, but once it's already out,
Mr. Crunchy took that thing to court, right?
yes.
You don't need to give priority to it, personally.
Yes, but once
You
it's
give me advice.
Yeah, yes.
yes,
You take it.
Oh, agreed. But once it's out, no, people need education on it. So people need education on it.
Okay.
Essentially, I'll just use one or two.
So what is the problem? What is Mr. Crunchy's issue?
No, his issue is that if you look at Article 68(2), which says that former president, if you want to engage in a business, you need permission of Parliament. And his view is that because his former president Mahama is going to contest for a position of emolument, he needs permission from Parliament.
Oh,
That's
okay.
his view. In fact, let me just read it. Article 68(2). It says the president shall not, on leaving office as president, hold any office of profit or emolument, except with the permission of Parliament in any establishment, either directly or indirectly, other than that of the states.
Okay. Is he holding any office of emolument right now?
Respectfully, this Honorable Ken Kurachi did not avert his mind that 68(2) is in relation to private entity. So we need to ask ourselves whether the office of the president, whether it's a private business or not. You see, one of the linguistic canons of interpretation.
The
It says linguistic canons of interpretation. One of them,
linguistics canon.
yes, of interpretation.
What does that mean?
We have one that says there are aids to interpretation. It's guide. So if you want to interpret some document, it serves as a guide. One of them tells us that expressio unius es exclusio alteris, to which the express mention of one thing exclude the other.
Okay.
We have here, it's clear here, it said other than the state. So once the state is mentioned, it excludes private entity. So it is my view clearly that the establishment referred here has to do with private entity. And the office of the president is not a private entity. In fact, if you look at Article 57, it says that the president is the first gentleman of the land. So clearly the office of the president or the president is an employee of the state. And this document must always be read as a whole. So if you look at 68(4), it gives you why former presidents are restricted from having businesses.
Tell us why.
He says that 68(4), it says, on leaving office, the president shall receive a gratuity in addition to pension equivalent to his salary and other allowances and facilities prescribed by Parliament in accordance with clause 3 of this article. So former presidents are paid by the state.
By the state.
So it is one of the reasons why it's not advised for former president to do what? To engage in private businesses. And even if they want to, they need permission
From Parliament.
From Parliament.
Okay.
And you all know it's a certain legal principle that when the literal meaning of a text does not lead to absurdity, we don't bother the courts.
So which court is Mr. Crunchy bothering?
The Supreme Court.
Okay.
To be fair to him, it's within his right
Oh, yeah.
under Article 2(1) and Article 131 to invoke the exclusive original jurisdiction of
If he
the
wins, what are the implications for the
Oh,
NDC?
he can win. The law is like mathematics. If the law is clear, so we don't even have to talk whether he can win or not. The law is there. That's what I'm saying that respectfully. Maybe he did not avert his mind to the provision of 68(2), the main provision that he is relying on.
Okay.
He talked about 2 term and all those things. We need to even look at comparative analysis. Of course, our constitution is sui generis, it's country specific. But I believe other jurisprudence, they are not binding on us, but they have persuasive effects. Former President Mahama, if by God's grace we know he's going to win the next election, he will not be the first former president to come back to win. The first person to do this was Grover Cleveland in the United States. Look, he contested 1884. He won. He lost in 1888. Came back and won in 1892. So he's the first former president to go to non-consecutive terms. That's right.
There's our constitution consecutive terms. There's our constitution say you must do 2 consecutive terms.
Yeah, that's a 2 terms. Yes. And if you want to look at the history, why constitutions all over the world, including the US, decide to be restricting president to 2 terms, is this former president, Franklin, what's his name? Franklin
Roosevelt.
That's right.
Okay.
He won 4 straight terms from 1932 to 1944. It was after his tenure that the US said no.
It's enough.
Yes, let's put these 2 terms. So these were the things that the framers of our constitution looked at. Even if you want to look into the other parliamentary countries that have parliamentary supremacy, like the Westminster Parliament and all of that, what's his name? Achabafo, 1905, former prime minister, was allowed to what? To contest.
Okay.
So I'm just surprised by his rate. So Ghana will not be the first country where you have a former president coming to contest. In the US, in the UK, it has happened.
So what is the status of the case now? It's in the court.
Yes,
so we can't he can't talk about it.
Oh, we can talk about
Okay.
nothing prevents. Of
Nothing
course,
prevent,
you just have to make sure you don't.
You have to be cautious with it.
Okay.
That's right.
All right.
Now, with the issue about the finance minister.
Yes.
The finance minister. There were some questions. I believe the Ghana News Agency had your rep there, Francis Ntoh, asked some questions, and the finance minister's response, he said their target was to bring inflation down to 29% by the end of the year. Somewhere last week, it was reported that Ghana, our inflation rate now is about 42.
Yeah, it's in the 40s, early 40s.
That's right. And it's worrying.
It actually even went up slightly.
That's right. Of course, if you look at the factors that causes inflation, there are this demand and supply and all of that. But governmental policies also leads or causes inflation. And it's played out in the current MPP government. One, the government deliberate attempt to, and they've been successful at that, to crawl out private sector businesses. And we all know that for every economy to grow, you need the participation of both government and private businesses. But if you have a government that overborrows, it makes interest rates very expensive. And when that happens, private businesses are not able to what? To have access to funds. And they are not able to invest, production comes down, and this leads to higher inflation. The issue about exchange rates, the same overborrowing. When you borrow, Ghana, we depend a lot on imports. Once you overborrow, your domestic currency weakens. And once your currency weakens, it affects inflation. So I was surprised when the finance minister is saying that he is hoping that we come to 29%. That is their target. And even if that target is achieved, it tells you how the government has failed. At the time we were leaving office, that the former President Mahama was incompetent. The inflation rate was 16%. Now he is even praying that they bring us to 29%, which the fact does not even support that. And I'm happy that you also have the fact. I know how you do your research. Now our inflation, as it stands now, is over 40%. And that's the indiscipline that we face. There was another question that was posed to the finance minister yesterday on the issue about the free SHS. I'm happy that the IMF that they've gone to, the report of the IMF is clear. They say, look, the IMF report is that the free SHS was poorly targeted. They say, yes, enrollment has gone up, but there's poor learning outcome, and it has been poorly targeted. There was a question on it, whether about the review and all of that. He couldn't really give any answer to it. He only said that yes, we shouldn't dismiss the program and all of that. Nobody is dismissing the program. It's a good program, but we have told them that they should move cautiously. They should target those who really need the program. In fact, he himself, at the earlier stages, mentioned it, that he doesn't, for example, his kids doesn't need free SHS. He mentioned it. When well-meaning Ghanaians, I'm sure Honorable himself also had done so. Let's target those who really need it. But they went for politics. Free SHS. Now, this is where...
Even when they target it, it's very insignificant.
We will come to that.
Because you won't get...
We'll come to that.
You won't get about 10% of the people who are benefiting from
the issue about microeconomics. Yesterday, that was also raised. One journalist asked Sim to find out how it has reflected in our pockets. The pocket of ordinary our fellow citizens. How the microeconomics, the people in Ablekuma Central, how the macroeconomics are reflecting in their pockets, so that they will not come to you at 4:30. And it's a critical issue. Yesterday, the finance minister was asked. He could respond to these questions. And I'm happy the Ghana News Agency, people have your rep there yesterday. And these are serious issues. And you'll be surprised about how indisciplined this government has been. Very indisciplined. If you have corporations of state willing to sell our shares, a typical example was when the JNPC board chair attempted to sell 50% of our shares in the Jubilee Fields to Petro South Africa. And to put it in the proper context, the board chair of JNPC is a former national chairman of the NPP. That is where we are. That is where we are. Look at inflation. Look at the exchange rates. And we know that once inflation keeps going up, the purchasing power drops.
What hope does, assuming all this is why you want to come into power, what would you do different? What does the NDC do differently? What's on your agenda? The vision.
The former president has said it. Yesterday, the finance minister, when he talking about the Eurobond, he said, look, they are trying to share burden. But are you also trying to also tidy up yourself in terms of the government?
So NDC will tidy up.
Oh, the former president said, look, he will not go beyond system minister. He has said it. It's a policy direction that he is not going to go beyond system ministers. He said, look, even though they are constitutional restraint, ministers will say undertaking not to get ex gratia. That is the political will we are talking about. So if you are saying that you are ready to share burden, and the government, there's no commitment from the government, we cannot see that the government itself is concerned about taking part of the burden, and pensioners are struggling to even get them to recover their funds.
So those are the two things President Mahama is doing.
No, I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you something.
I forgot that he said he will give you a day or two so that you start pottery. So you sell the eggs and you sell the fowls. So then you give the distance to a kinky salad to use the wood to cook kinky.
When we talk about microeconomics, we even did more than what you are saying. They don't undermine those things.
How about you give 2 pig to a Muslim to red pig? What happened to it?
I'm telling you that.
But you are asking the next solution. In all what we are saying, in your mind, you thought that the MPP has failed. What is Mahama coming to do? What is it bringing on board? What new is he going to do? Because he has been there before. And all the things that you have said, for me, I think that yes, he is politics. I'm expecting President Mahama up to today to be able to tell us that when I get the mandate again 2025, if unlikely happened, this is what I'm going to put on. Because I've said this, look, during President Mahama's campaign for the Flaberia election, all the messages that he was campaigning on are issues that people are talking about it. He talked about cancelling of ex gratia. He talked about school placement. He talks about the economy. And these are issues that people were complaining bitterly about it. Cutting down the number of ministers. And by the time you were leaving office, how many ministers do you have? These are issues that people were even talking about it already. So it's like he himself have no policy, have no plans for Ghana. He was just telling us what people are talking about. He was just telling us, and you see, with the ex gratia, that's why some people were saying that if you say you are going to cancel, be the first person. Just as Jesus Christ, that if you say you have not sinned, be the first person to cast a stone.
So you're expecting him to stop taking his payments now?
As an example, that for me, this is what I aim of doing in 2025.
So they should do it before he even gets there.
Exactly.
Oh, that sounds quite reasonable, doesn't it?
Okay, and the verdict shows that he is committed. You see, ECG came out recently.
That
He is paying his bills. That's a good example. Government institutions cannot even pay their bills. But you have the former president paying his own bills.
But he's an individual.
Oh, hold on. No. Former President Kufuor doesn't pay his bills. Hold on. You understand? He's paying his bills.
why is Mr. Mahama paying his bills?
You
This
ask
is the state supposed to pay.
you ask the question whether it's not reasonable if he allows his ex gratia and all those things. So he's demonstrating example that state institutions are not able to pay their bills. That is the state of this country.
But he's paying.
Yes.
He's not a state institution.
No, but I'm just letting you know how it is that the government has failed to understand that their own bills they can't pay.
But will he sacrifice his expression?
He will.
When? Now or then?
The former president has said that when he comes, there'll be constitutional review. You know, ex gratia is regulated by Article 71. That even before it is done, there'll be some undertakings.
Yes. But he can decide on the matter of principle not to take it. When they send it to him, he sends it back to chest.
I talk about further.
Anyway, Dr. Fede gave a lot of reasons and all of that, but not. I was just wrapping up on a point.
But during President Mahama's administration, ECG and government institutions were owned. I remember.
You campaign on change.
I remember.
You campaign on change.
Even during
You give it a mandate. Yeah, you
they
said
decided to give state institution prepaid meters. What happened to it? So if we come and say that today President Mahama is paying his own bill and state institutions are not able to pay their bills, then you ask yourself, what happened during his time that you were not able to insist that the prepaid should be put at GBC? So if GBC are not getting much money to do buy prepaid, you cannot run your show. So it will force that the administration to make sure that they put things in the right perspective and make sure GBC gets money. But if you come to a point that it's just an individual person, how much does he consume in his house at Airport Hills? How much does he consume? I don't think he will consume more than maybe me or you. It might be that even somebody will be paying his bill for him if he decided to bill. He can even do it because of politics. That he's paying because he want to use it. Oh, I'm not even tomorrow. I will not be surprised if you come and tell me that he's even paying his own water bill.
You asked that why won't he show an example? But more importantly,
the most important thing that he needs to show example is for him to stop taking ex gratia. If he does that one, I'll give him more respect than a prepaid. Because how much does he consume? I don't think he'll consume more than 1,000 cedis a month.
Because you are preparing to go back to Parliament, I just want to refer you to what some of the MPs said.
Okay.
About 88 of the MPP MPs quite recently said they do not want the finance minister. Majority of the majority MPs in Parliament. It's a matter of public record.
Yeah, that's
yes,
true.
but they don't want the finance minister. They say he cannot perform the job. Of course, the finance minister, proud to that, he himself has admitted that Ghana, we are a debt-stressed country. You know that? It means that we cannot service our loans. And because of that, MPP MPs, about 88 of them came out and said, we don't want him. They went to the presidency and there was that it was a negotiation or trying to buy time that let's wait after the IMF will reconsider. What's the state of that? Yeah. You see, so sometimes
do they still want him? Let me ask them. Do they want him? Do the 88 still want the finance minister?
I've not spoken to them.
Very good response.
So, you see, me, I'm happy that the MPP MPs themselves they know the state of this country. And the finance ministry is the pivot of the country.
But are things improving though?
We as Ghanaians we know whether or not
fuel prices are coming down.
Really?
Yeah.
Sure?
Yeah.
And as
11 point something.
You hear the drivers telling you the cost of spare parts is gone up, so they cannot reduce transport fare. So if you reduce fuel price by let's say 2 or 3% and doesn't reflect on persons taking trotro and all of that, what difference does it make? So if you reduce petrol price by 3%, 2%, there should be corresponding reduction in the cost of materials so that it will reflect in the lives of Ghanaians. And I was happy yesterday the encounter the finance minister asked. Yes, some journalists asked him that it's not reflecting our pocket. And I'm happy that it is not the minority in parliament for MPP to say, oh, it's NDC politics or something. Well-meaning Ghanaians are asking very key and cogent questions.
All right, and some of them are also watching us on hashtag GTV Breakfast and sending us messages, 055-556-1034. I'll read a couple of them. Cream College you believe that the MPP is confused as to what to do, and you think Ghanaians should try NDC or MPP. NDC or CPP, I beg your pardon. Alhaji Haruna from Ashaiman says, good morning. The finance minister should give way for a new person to manage the finance ministry to save Ghana from collapse. That's your view. All views are yours. Osankide says, let's have patience with President Akufo-Addo's government, because the government shall see to it that Ghanaians will see massive infrastructure developments and better the living conditions of the ordinary Ghanaians. So that's Osankide asking for some patience. So another viewer is asking for us to invite the MP for Central Tong to grill him on his achievements so far in the district. And then he's speaking about open defecation in classrooms. He says it's a big problem in his hometown, Mafichakpo, to be precise. So teachers are taking the decision to leave school, and now the school has not enough teachers to take care of the students because of open defecation in classrooms. A totally evil act. I mean, how do you do a thing like that? You turn a classroom into a toilet. It's really, really bad. Really, really, really bad. Jomara and the NDC will come out with their manifesto for the people of Ghana very soon. So I should tell the MPP man not to rush. I don't think he's rushing, really. But hey, I've read your message. Okay. And to add up for the open defecation, yeah, so you sent that message in. Salma says, good morning. The Honorable Eben is speaking the truth. The market road has been blocked from all road activities since he was voted out of office. My family home is just a walk away from the market. And yes, for Shukuradia, even at 2 a.m., people will go and queue at the MP's residence for fear of not meeting him at home. Nah, Eben, nah, sure. There's also one vote there for you. And then, let me see. There's more messages coming in. 055-556-1034. Somebody here responding to the Vice President's filing his nomination. By the way, the Honorable Dr. Koto, former Agric Minister, is also filing his nomination today. So expect that in the news. He said they can mistake Wale Wale for Wales. It's allowed. He's the God-sent servant for MPP and the next president of Ghana. Data, technology, and systems are all his hallmarks for inclusive governance. DMD next to lead. Okay, so one vote there for the Vice President. Kwame Edu, and you think that the Vice President has brought hardship and nuisance economic management to us, and so you are basically saying that they have failed. You do not have a vote for him at all, and you want somebody else to come in and run the country. So those are your messages, 055-556-1034. Right, Vice President's vision is in the news. He says he hints of his own vision. James J.T. Kwesi is also in the news. I don't know, Nate, what would you want to talk about?
I'll touch on the Vice President.
Good, yeah.
I think on Friday, he himself with his team, as well as party faithfuls,
and most of Parliament actually shut down because of this. Why? Isn't that a why? The people left Parliament and came to support the man.
I'm sure at that time Parliament was not in sitting, because if Parliament was, they would not come. Sometimes Parliament sits in the afternoon. Sometimes they sit in the morning. So it depends on the time that the Vice President, and he filed as early as 9 a.m. So definitely Parliament sitting starts at 10, probably somewhere 11. So right after that, I know most of them went back to Parliament to transact parliamentary duties. So
I'm reading this from starfm.com. Parliament has been forced to abandon proceedings for today, Friday, June 16, following decisions by new MPs to accompany Vice President Bawumia to file his nomination. The House could not constitute the 93 members needed to form a quorum to transact business. The development was brought to attention of the First Deputy Speaker, Joseph Osei-Owusu, who was presiding, by some minority MPs led by Tema East MP Isaac Odampton. After leadership of both sides failed to overlook the matter, the Speaker was compelled to adjourn proceedings till tomorrow. even though Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta was in the House to answer questions from MPs, including an urgent one from Tamale South MP Haruna Iddrisu on government's indebtedness to SSNIT. So this is what happened. They are jailed.
Parliament have never, maybe I stand to be corrected, but for my 4 years in Parliament, there have been lots of times that we have been in a chamber that you can get us about 5 or 6 people.
Wow.
Yes.
But they said they needed 93 to form a quorum.
That's what I'm saying, that we even go to the chamber, we can get about 5, 6 people in the chamber. And one person that I always applaud him for that is your chief whip, Abuja. As for him, he's always in Parliament.
Wow.
He's always in the chamber. So whenever we enter, he will talk about it. But most of the time,
if MPPs, IDC's entire complement has been in Parliament, we wouldn't have been hearing this news. Because they have over 130 MPs. Why did they come to the House?
Yeah. You know, most of the time, to be honest and be sincere with you, Fridays, many MPs don't come to Parliament because some do go to their constituents.
That's not good enough.
That's not good. So on Fridays, Parliament always close early. To be honest with you, Fridays, Parliament close early. But sometimes you can just enter the chamber, have a proceeding for about 5-10 minutes, then Speaker adjourn proceedings.
Mr. Nante, they are shortchanging us, with due respect.
Oh yeah, I agree perfectly with you.
Parliament doesn't work on Mondays, right?
Yes, don't worry.
Tuesday is a full day.
Yes.
Wednesday
Yes.
is a full day. Thursday is a full day.
Yes.
Then they declare a half day on Friday?
No,
Why?
I'm saying that in some cases, but sometimes we close at 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
You're working for us.
So without that, there's no problem with
No,
it.
you're working for us. You're serving the people of Ghana.
And they're taking this gotcha.
Yes.
So it the same applies to the weekends as well.
But
Some
Friday is not a weekend.
no, but yes, the weekend starts on Friday.
No, it doesn't. It starts on Saturday. Friday is a full day.
and right after his filing, he started his tour in Greater Accra region.
Yes, yeah.
In fact, as a sign of respect, he started at Ayawaso East, where his official, his permanent residence is, and then he went to Ladade Kotopo, where he had official residence there to inform them that he has filed his nomination to contest. And he continued yesterday and today.
Today, where is he?
Today is going to. Yesterday he did the Tama areas, Ashaman and the TV Tama constituency. Today is doing Lotokuku, Klowo, Osu, and then Ododirodiu. God willing, tomorrow is doing the 4 Ablikuma. The Ablikuma Central, Ablikuma North, Ablikuma South, Ablikuma West, and then continue tomorrow. I hope by.
What's it like being on his team?
What is like?
What is it like to be on his team?
Oh, for me, I've been part of the team going on with him, and right from here, I'm joining him as well to for the campaign as well. So for me, I think that yes, I share in his vision that he has for the country.
What is his vision?
Just as he rightly said, he has his own vision, and is to make sure that wherever the president will be left off, he will continue from there, and making sure that things are done that will benefit the good people of this country.
He sounded like President Mills when he was trying to take over from President Rawlings, that he'll build on whatever President Rawlings built.
But
In 2000, when he was going for his first shot at the president.
yes, but when you look at that's the Bible says that there's no foundation that is already been laid. So the solid foundation has already been laid. What is now left is for us to start laying the blocks.
Okay.
So the foundation that has been laid by the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, which he was a labourer and he knows the in and out of where how the foundation was built and how the mixture of the concrete and everything.
Okay.
He's coming to lay on the foundation.
So Bawumia, the block maker.
You can put it that way. You can put it that way. To make sure that where we have gotten to, because he has been part and parcel of it. He has been seeing the in and out of it. He has seen the challenges and the difficulties that we are facing as a country. So for me, giving him the opportunity to see to it that where there are loopholes, make sure that we seal those loopholes and work towards it. For me, I think that it is a right call, and I wish him all the best. As you rightly said, I've heard that the former energy minister Ejakun will also be filing his nomination today.
Akoto also today.
Akoto also. So I'm just hoping and believing that after all of them have filed, because they have up to the 14th of this month to...
Oh, 4th of next month, brother. Today is 19th, though.
Yes, 4th.
Oh, 4th of July.
Yeah, 4th of July.
Okay.
4th of July, they should all be finished filing.
Okay.
I'm not expecting all 11 people who have filled the form should file. That's my expectation. But if all of them file, I want to appeal to them and their supporters to be very gentle in their message. In fact, I've listened to most of them. Kennedy Japon was in my constituency. I listened. Is that?
Has he filed yet? Japon, not yet.
I have, not that I know of. His message was accurate, was not attacking anybody. The vice president the same, Alan Chamantin the same. It's very, very decent campaign. I hope that the followers will learn from their leaders. So I will do a genuine and a neat campaign devoid of insult and tarnishing image and reputation of people. I think when we do that, it will help. But the last time I was in one of the sister stations with an NDC person. I told him, look, I brought the NDC in their polling station to a national level election. In as much I'm not a member of the NDC, if for the first time, from polling station to the flag bearer election, and I realized, yes, indeed, the NDC is learning from the NPP. Because
you have to drop that one.
It is unusual.
It's unusual, eh?
Yes, from the NDC.
But what accounted for this so-called unusualness? You are learning from them, eh?
It's not true. I mean, the last time I checked,
what President said.
The last time I checked, they had to suspend their national chairman, suspend their general secretary. There was one regional chairman that they even had to pour acid on him. Anyway,
have you not suspended Kukwendo? In terms of organization, in terms of
you give them the credit.
No. They learn from us.
From you.
And for me, I've given them a plus from learning, and I thank God they have learned the good things from us.
Students, right?
Yes.
Even this whole democracy,
they learn from you.
1992, they didn't even contest just because they want to learn. So they came 1996.
Oh, you used 4 years to learn?
Yes, 4 years to learn. They didn't contest 1992.
You see?
4 years.
No, they didn't contest.
No, they only the parliamentary.
No.
Because presidential. Because
at that time, we do presidential before parliamentary.
Yes.
So the outcome of the presidential will record the parliamentary.
Yes.
And then the form that we suggested were the things that the EC at that time brought, and then today, you are enjoying.
So the EC learned from you?
Yes. No, we always set the pace. Look, just go to EC. Ask them of the reforms that they have done. And ask the document where they got the document from. All the suggestions always come from the MPP.
So you are teachers? Political teachers?
Let me touch on the Bawumia thing.
Bawumia issue, yes. Is he sending shivers down the spine?
No. As for whether...
What is their problem? It's their headache.
As for whether we are learning from them or they are learning from us, it's there for people, the Ghanaians to see. When we increased our base in 2015, the biometric distance, quickly they expanded their base, and even we introduced. This is the first time they are going for, the first or second time they are going for primaries, that they have to first do a super delegates before going and meet. So some delegates are higher.
That's what happened when in 2007.
17 aspirants.
No. When was it 7? Yes. But when we're doing the biometric, your current chairman is saying that Ghanaians are not educated, so we don't need to do biometric. But today, he even went to how do you call it, Peace FM, and he's saying that now he has linked all his card to the Ghana card.
Mr.
Yes. And you see, there was time I even said this in Parliament that the NDC, when we started this Ghana card and then the registration of SIM card. In fact, the Ghana card, they were castigating against their own people, telling them not to go.
Shifting.
At that time,
shifting.
NIA has come to Parliament and they were registering members of Parliament. And they will come on the floor and they will talk and talk and talk. They will go out and go and register. And then the same person will come to the chamber and come and complain. Meanwhile, you show this Ghana card.
It doesn't talk about
let me say like these pastors who say let's lay hands on you, but then when they are sick they go to the hospital.
No, then we comply with rules and regulations.
Okay.
As it stands now, you cannot do anything at the bank without a Ghana card. So it's only reasonable.
So you went back to your people and told them that they should register?
we're encouraging them. He said, yes.
That's about Dr. Bawumia's video.
Thank you.
He's giving you shakes?
No. I was even surprised. Is he still the head of the economic management team?
Talk about Bawumia.
Yes, he's the head of the economic management team.
You answer your own question.
Oh, yes. And you also realize that he said he's taking Ghana to the next level.
Yeah.
That's what he said. The current state of our economy, where we've just discussed some 10 minutes ago, we're discussing our inflation rate, and we agreed here that it's over 40%. And he's taking us to the next level. Inflation rate, he as the head of the economic management team, inflation rate is over 40%. And he's telling us that it's going to take us to the next level. The debt to GDP, as it stands now, is over 100%. And this same person, he's telling us that he is going to take us to the next level. We need to be careful. Maybe he should just leave us on this level. Because how can you manage an economy poorly like this?
For now, it's an internal election. Do you think he will win the internal election?
Oh, it is their own problem.
Oh, it's their own
problem. But I'm even concerned about the economy, because that is what affects us.
Yeah.
I want the NPP politics. Look, in 2017, what didn't they do? 2007, what didn't they do? And they are even getting closer to the same. Now, they are more than 10.
I think they're 11 now.
Yes. After that, everything's about elections. They do not care about managing the economy. So after the antenna, whatever wins,
we were not intimidating people not to pick the phone. But you were preventing people from not picking the phone.
Whoever wins the internal primaries,
You're ready for them.
Yes.
It doesn't matter who will be your preferred opponent. You have your candidate already. If you woke up from a beautiful dream as an NDC communicator, who would you love to go up against?
Anyone in the MPP. In fact, the current president has even lost an election against our candidate before. So what is the worry? You get a point. What is the worry? The point is that the former president, let me say the vice president, he started his campaign last week, right?
Yeah.
Going on, he's going to answer his 170 questions. He's going to explain to the people, after he arrested the dollar, where the dollar is now. That's what he's going to do. So he's not just going to campaign, but he's going to answer key questions. When he was in opposition, he was asking a lot of questions. Oh, when the fundamentals are weak, when they this. Now, you've gotten the opportunity as head of the economic management team.
Does that question bother you as you are on his team? I mean, the fundamental. He said things that people are now repeating to him. How do you counter such comments, Mr. Nati? When the fundamentals are weak,
the situation in which we find ourselves, the situation in which we find ourselves during the NDC time is different from the situation we find ourselves today.
Different fundamentals?
Yes, it's different.
Really?
The time that the NDC was in government, the way and manner things were done is different this time around. Currently, as I'm speaking with you, what we went through as a government, NDC never went through with that. The only thing they will talk about is Dunso. But what happened to Dunso? Dunso was not a global problem that we were facing. It was just an internal problem that they were not able to deal with it. Our situation is a global problem.
Have you dealt with it?
And that's what we are on it.
Which situation?
And Leah knows that the situation in which we find ourselves, where everywhere in the world people are suffering, people are complaining, and it has come to the realization that look, this is what we need to do, and we are putting the economy back on track. He's talking about 100 and something questions. Those questions were put before the late, how do you call it, Mr. Atta.
But valid. Those questions are valid now.
So you can repackage it and send it to me. I'll give it to the vice president. He will answer.
When you go to him today, you should just use the same questions. If you use the same questions.
Currently, as I'm speaking, we're dealing with the delegates. And I agree perfectly with you. Yes, when he comes, I've even heard some of our people saying that, since he introduced the digitalization, so employment go online, go and do this. So he should tell the people to go online to go and vote for him.
Exactly.
But has it benefit us
That was
as a
going to
country?
happen. People will go online and vote for him.
Now I'm saying that's what people in our party,
Even delegates.
but I'm saying that has it benefited us as a country, or just as President Maha have really enjoyed his campaign, promising his people that when he become president, everything is NDC. School feeding NDC. He said police is going to take NDC people, military NDC people, this NDC people. If MPP is to do some of these things, you think that this country will move forward? We'll be where we are because you see, I keep on saying that one problem we have in this country is the partisan nature of everything that we do in this country. Yesterday I saw it on somebody's status or somebody sent to me, and I'm sorry to say those who are eating this morning. Somebody was sitting at the public toilet, and then somebody went there just to go to the toilet. The person was putting on NDC t-shirt. He said, "You are not allowed you to enter." And then somebody came, he was also putting an NPP t-shirt. He said, "Even NDC, I didn't allow them to." And this one was built by the Catholic Church. So you can see, your constituency here, Nima here. If there's a change of government today, the next morning, you will see all the public toilets. They will close it. They will collect the keys and go and give it to the NDC constituency chairman.
Is that what happened when you guys came to power?
That's what they did.
I'm saying that's what they do, because we have politicized the country to the extent that everything is politics.
Political toilets.
Everything we do in this country is politics. Everything. Once I know for a fact that this is water, I'll definitely say that it is not water, it is coke, because I need power. You see, if you remember, when Okovanako was then the mayor of Accra and was trying to sack the people in my constituency, the Onyo Market people, you have the national organizer of the NDC at that time, Yabwa Tinjan, insulting Okovanako, saying that when you were struggling to win power, you were in US with your beard, long beard. Today you have come and you are sacking the people. He stopped.
How do you say beard in Ghana?
Cheng.
That's
why it's called Cheng.
Beard king.
It will also put some how do you call it, some cream in it. When you see him, you see it's a mirror. I always be laughing at him.
He has a fantastic beard, man.
I tell you. When the current regional minister Henry Kwoti started, we have our own party people thinking about the next election. That's why I said that look, this country, we need to stop thinking about election and think about solutions.
You see, former general minister was here a couple of weeks ago, and she said the school feeding, it was reserved for MPP women. So
that's why I'm saying that we always think about elections.
How do we change this now?
Are you telling me that we won't get NDC people who are capable of cooking? But it's because the partisan nature of it.
What's the solution, my brother?
That's why
the solution is that we need to put partisan nature out, irrespective of who the person is. So far the person is capable of doing the work, we give him the mandate. But today, if school feeding has been given to MPP women organizers and what have you, if the table turn today, 2025, I can tell you, by the time even the women organizer of MPP will send food to JT class of school, the NDC women organizer in my conference have already sent the food. And if you, the head teacher in that school, refuse to take the NDC person's home, you'll be removed from there because they are now in power. Why should it be so? I have said, look, even when it comes to security agencies, I have said on several occasions, now look, it should be taken away from the presidency. Not only the police, but all the security agencies. Because no matter what it is, so far as I appointed you as an IGP or chief fire officer, whatever, when I pick a phone and I talk to you, listen to me. It's a fact. So you see, until we come to that realization and see that let's rise the person to the mill and let the person become an IGP. He has his own authority. He listens. But if we don't do that, just as President Obama is promising the NDC people, that's why they are so eager. Yesterday, somebody I met an NDC person were conversing. I said, Master, after the 8th they will break. I said, hey, this 8th we will never break it. I tell you, we will fight. Because President Obama has promised them that when he becomes the president on a likely event in 2025, all the police executives in my constituency will be police officers and chief fire officers and what have you.
When did he say that?
Oh, when he went to Sunyani or the other Sunyani or not, that's what the promise was given. When he was promising them of the poultry farm, Akuko Kakra, Kosia Kakra. That's what he was. That's the promise that he was giving to them. But I'm saying that, look, my brother, it is time that we'll put politics away and deal with the issue. And you see, sometimes it saddens my heart because most of us who are doing politics, who in one way or the other have held certain positions, have traveled outside and we see the difference.
But Mr. Nadi, somebody also listening to you be saying, this man is talking like this because he's afraid that his party will lose power. And before he came to power, they were also making all kinds of fantastic, wonderful promises to the people of Ghana. Now he's there, the thing's sweet, and now he can count the number of months that are left. They say, we have to break the 8 so we can continue. You want to come back to power.
You can ask anybody.
You want to come back.
You can ask any station.
You're coming back like
you
Mr.
can ask
Mahama.
most of your
Mr.
people.
Nadi, you're coming back like Mr. Mahama, second term.
Oh yes.
You lost.
Yes.
Now you're coming back.
Yes.
What's the motivation? Why are you coming back?
It's because where I have left off, it has become a standstill. And it's the people that are calling on me. That, look, we saw your 4 years. We saw the 8 years of an MP in the constituency.
You did two terms.
No.
You did 4.
I did 4. But previous members of parliament, we saw the 10 years of somebody's administration as an MP. We saw somebody administer 8 years as an MP. And we have seen yours 4 years. And we can compare the 3 of you and compare to the current one. We can say for a fact your 4 years as an MP is far better than all these people.
So it's the people popular pressure that
yes.
is letting you go, not your own ambition.
Oh yes.
But you are Mr. Dr. Mawumia's team. If he should win the election, you are going to get some deputy ministers on to know. Mr. Nati.
You see, I know some deputy ministers,
Yeah. Is that the calculation? You are making calculations.
Do you know a deputy minister? It's like you are in a football team. You're always on reserve.
Yeah, on the bench.
Yes. And that's one thing that needs to be changed in our constitution. How can I be a deputy minister for roads or maybe lands and forestry, and my minister is not there, or my minister has resigned, and then they will go and bring another minister to come and be the.
So you're always on permanent standby, like a generator.
You just be there. If the minister don't ask you, I went for a program some time ago, and the deputy minister was at the program. Then the minister sent the chief director to come and represent the minister.
Not the deputy minister.
So you ask yourself, I'm there with my boss. Why didn't he ask me to come and represent him? And the chief director. So I went to the minister and said, did you travel? So
maybe your ambition is to be a minister, full minister.
Oh, you see, for me, I'm for ministerial positions.
I lie.
Is it?
I lie.
Oh, that's the bonus. But the most important thing is to become the member of parliament. With that one, you have the luxury, you have the time to be moving to one ministry to another to make sure that you go and fight things for your constituents. Because as a member of parliament, you are just a lobbyist.
And it is better if your government is in power, isn't it?
During the NDC parliamentary primaries, my friend and brother, Roxin Dafel Mokbo, outlined project that he has been able to lobby the president and the government to do in his constituency, even though he's an opposition MP. My own brother from the same house in Ningo, Pampram, Sam George, Nate, also outlined, and to a extent that even appealing to the first lady that is left with one road, you should come and do it and name that road after her.
So it's the lobbying skills.
Look, there's a time, some of us had a fight with the minister for roads because we were having some discussion before parliamentary proceeding. And Sanjo came and was praising the minister for roads. Hey, why he has done this, he has done this. That day we have a caucus meeting. We nearly even beat the minister for us. We are in government, you're not done our roads, you're done Sanders Road.
The one is appealing.
They say, but what is the problem? How not? It's the taxpayers' money I'm using to develop the country. And for where his constituency is and the road that we are done, it leads to voter region. Your place. Yes, it's good, but give me some time. And yes, indeed, he came to do the roads in Abosokan for me.
So if you're an MP in a John Mahama government, you know shaking.
Me, I will even go to John Mahama to tell him that, like, I need this in my constituency, because the money doesn't belong to him. The money belongs to the state.
The whole state.
Yes.
Wonder, he said that the people are calling him to come back to power. Is that what happened with Mr. Mahama? Are people calling him? Or he just wants to go back and finish what he couldn't finish?
It's clear. It's clear from how indisciplined the NPP has been that Ghanaians want game back. It's clear. And I'm happy that the former MP...
You like the jabs, Pao. That's the job in opposition. Anything jabs.
I'm happy the former MP has admitted here that if, by God's grace, the NDC takes over power in January, and in the unlikely event that he goes to Parliament,
did he admit? I just said, if he's an MP in the Mahama government, no shaking for him. And he said, are you saying you will even go and talk to the man direct? Because
I'm happy.
He didn't admit anything. I just gave a conditional statement.
And President Mahama, everybody knows that President Mahama is somebody who is accessible. He has an open door policy. So if he gets to Parliament, he will be able to also lobby for his people. So I'm happy about that, because Ghana has to grow and we need to carry everyone.
Yeah, because you have NDC who have lobbied for Nanado.
Yes.
You remember even the Western Region MPs, NDC, they went to Jubilee House to show appreciation to Nanado than Akufo-Addo. He was not discriminating that your constituencies, you don't vote for me, but you voted for NDC and yourself.
The water,
but the money belongs to the state. It doesn't belong to anybody.
It is in that spirit that former president.
So if the unlikely event President Mahama become the president, which
it is in that same spirit.
You want to jab back?
It is in that same spirit that when former President Mahama was president of this country, took water to Chebi.
Yeah,
he took water there. The hometown of the then opposition leader, now president. It's because former President Mahama, he thinks that, look, we are one people. We are first and foremost Ghanaians.
And the money is not his.
Exactly. And he has a good heart for the country. And it is Ghanaians have seen all of this. And which is why, the verdict is out there. We can't wait for next year to have a change, because the current MPP government, even within you see a lot of people are disgruntled. Even members of parliament have called for some changes, and it's not happening. This can't say that. Some MPs have said that they don't want the finance minister.
Yeah, you've said that.
Yes.
That number. And while we are here, since you are a lawyer too, what is this mission that the NDC is on with? Backing Jechi Kwesi to go and become MP again in Asin North, I believe.
Yeah.
It's not. Is that
no, Asin North?
Asin North.
Yes, please.
He has a court case. Why? I don't understand it. What are the calculations?
That is the problem we have in this country. You see, our jurisprudence, our criminal jurisprudence says that once an allegation is made against you, you are presumed to be what? Innocent.
The court says he should be attend court every day. How does he campaign when he's going to court every day?
So that is how we have to see whether they are being fair to him. Number one, whose act has affected a lot of Ghanaians. His cases have been adjourned for over 30 times. It tells you the seriousness of this country, how he takes things serious. Number one, people have died because of him. His case has been adjourned for more than 30 times. So Ghanaians know, the people of Asin North know. But the point I'm trying to make is that...
So every day he has to go to court?
Yes.
Beginning when? Today?
From tomorrow.
From tomorrow?
Yes.
He will go to court every day until
Yes.
the case is sorted out?
Yes.
In Cape Coast or in Accra?
It should be in Accra. It should be in Accra. But the point I want to make is that our criminal jurisprudence says that, look, once an allegation is made against you, you are innocent. You are presumed to be innocent unless you are proven what? Guilty. If we do not want to accept this, then let's amend the constitution. We have adopted this for ourselves. So now, if the Honorable Ebenezer here, if somebody takes you to the police station and makes an allegation against you, it doesn't mean you cannot contest an election.
How is the man going to now campaign? He's going to court every day.
That's what I'm saying. The people
will campaign for him.
People have won election from prison. When the people have you here, because Everybody can see, they can read through it. I've just told you, number one, cases have been postponed for more than 30 times. Then all of a sudden, you take an MP and say that, look, we are sitting on this case on a daily basis. When you know very well, you know very well that the election is next week Tuesday.
What shall it profit a man if he wins the election and then gets convicted after?
That's what I'm saying. What shows that he'll be convicted?
No, we are working in realms of possibilities.
So what?
It's possible that he can be convicted, and it's also possible that he can win. If he wins, fine. But if he loses,
as it stands now, he's presumed to be innocent. That is our law.
We are not contesting that.
Yes.
We're just looking at realms of possibility.
Everything is possible. The MPP candidate, let's pray the thought, can also die tomorrow. Everything is possible. But what we are saying that once we have accepted something as Ghanaians, let's go by. If not, we are trending on the serious trend. It will get to a time we'll have a presidential candidate, then somebody will just go make an allegation against the candidate and say because there's a criminal allegation against you, you cannot contest.
So you're not shaking?
No, not at all.
Okay.
He came and defeated the incumbent MP. Which is why our campaign is on justice and development.
But
okay,
you see, the
need to be fair.
point is that I think the NDC is not helping their candidates. I have listened to the former regional chairman of the NDC, Alote Jacobs, who said that in 2012, during your parliamentary primaries, Gyasi Quayson was disqualified based on the same issue. In 2015, he was disqualified based on the same issue. On 2 occasions, he has been disqualified.
Okay.
Then you allowed him the 3rd time. Unfortunately for him, he was not able to get the certificate of denouncing his citizenship, Canadian citizenship, and therefore somebody took him to court.
Okay.
So the due diligence of the NDC, that's one thing you have not learned from us.
All right.
Which I want you to people to learn. When we file, when you win as a parliamentary candidate for the when you win as a parliamentary candidate for the MPP, yes, based on Ademusa, you learn something out of it.
Okay, I have learned a lot from you that you'll be learning from one another. But at this point, we need to leave because we are going to take a live feed of the AfriExim conference that is taking place at the conference center this morning. So I just want to say thank you to former MPP, Member of Parliament for Ablekuma Central, who is still gunning for the seat again.
Yep.
Wish you the best. Wanda Victor Kuto is a lawyer with the NDC's legal team and is a national communications team member. Akpa Uriadon, thank you so much. My name is Kafui Day. Quick message from a 76-year-old pensioner who says he's seen a lot and he has a lot to contribute to the betterment of this country. He says, let's stop fighting each other and let's go get our treasures from the colonialists. If we were like that, we would not be fighting one another. We should stop the NDC, NPP fights. We have to focus on bigger issues. We shouldn't waste time. Country is becoming very politicized, very tribalized. And he says, I don't read his messages. Well, I've just proved you wrong, Daddy. I've just read your message. Thank you so much. So we're switching over to the AfriExim conversations that started yesterday and will end, I think, on the 21st of this month. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the day, and God willing, we'll meet again tomorrow, same time, 5:55 a.m. on hashtag GTV Breakfast. Please follow us on Facebook, GTV Ghana. There's a lot of content there for you. Nicknames of our daddies, secret names we used to call them. It's all there on Facebook. Okay, so go check it out. My name is Kafui Day. Have a beautiful day. We're going to link up.